Today we will continue with English, Chapter 5, A Different Kind of School. So I request you all, before we will start this interesting lesson, please open your textbook. So some pictures are given in the textbook. Also I have put the photos of the textbook work in the screen. So please watch and understand properly. So let's start this interesting chapter. Please open English textbook, page number 56. So children, before we will start, we are having few lines before the chapter that I will read for you. And if it is not possible to see on the screen, please pay attention in the textbook so you can understand. Do you know these words? If you don't find out their meanings, bandage, crutch, cripple, honor, misfortune, system. So if you don't know the meaning of these words, so you have to find out the answers of the words, means meanings. Look at the picture in this unit and guess in what way this school may be different from other schools. So if you will see in the picture, right, you can see on the screen also or in the textbook also, so you can understand that this is the totally different kind of school among other schools in the compare of other schools. So let's start. First we will read the chapter, means with the paragraph reading I will explain also. So please pay attention and understand. Paragraph 1 I am going to read. Please, if it is possible, put your finger on the line. I had heard a great deal about Miss Beam's school, but not till last week did the chance come to visit it. So here, children, the author had heard a great deal about Miss Beam's school. It was unlike other ordinary schools. It followed a new method of teaching. It tried to ennoble the students. It taught them to give a helping hand to a disabled person. So here, this is one kind of totally different school. Paragraph number 2. When I arrived, there was no one in sight but a girl of about 12. Her eyes were covered with a bandage, and she was being led carefully between the flower beds by a little boy who was about 4 years younger. She stopped, and it looked like she asked him who had come. She seemed to be describing me to her. Then they passed on. So here the author decided to visit that school, and as he entered the gate, he saw a young girl being led by a little boy. The girl was about 12 years old, while her guide was about 8. The boy was also describing things of her, and as she was going to pass, maybe she asked to that helper, that boy, that who has came. Now paragraph number 3, we will read paragraph 3, 4 and 5 together. So please pay attention. Miss Beam was all that I had expected, middle-aged, full of authority, yet kindly and understanding. Her hair was beginning to turn grey, and she had the kind of plump figure that is likely to be comforting to a homesick child. I asked her some questions about her teaching methods, which I had heard were simple. No more than is needed to help them to learn how to do things. Simple spelling, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and writing. The rest is done by reading to them and by interesting talks during which they have to sit still and keep their hands quiet. There are practically no other lessons. The real aim of this school is not so much to teach thought is to teach thoughtfulness, kindness to others, of and being responsible citizens. Look out of the window a minute, will you? So, children, here the school was totally different, right? And here in this 3, 4, and 5th paragraph, it is said that Miss Beam was middle aged and dominating, but she was also very kind and helpful person. She comforted the homesick children like a mother. She explained to the author who went to visit the school that her teaching methods, means all kinds of teaching methods she was explaining to author. She taught the kids spellings, simple arithmetic, it means simple addition, subtraction, multiplying and division something, and writing. She read interesting stories to them. They sat still and attentive. The real aim of Miss Beam's school was not to teach thoughts but thoughtfulness. They were trained to be kind to others to become good citizens. So here Miss Beam school, it is said that they were not ready to teach many subjects, right, like other schools. Their main aim was the school that thoughtfulness, means they want to teach children, they want to teach students kindness to others. It is good for the students, for our responsible citizens. Paragraph number 6. I went to the window. Here in the paragraph number 5, Miss Beam is asking to the author to look out the window. So the author did the same. I went to the window which overlooked a large garden and a playground at the back. What do you see? Miss Beam asked. So here in 6th paragraph, Miss Beam asked to see the outside of the window, and when author is watching outside of the window, it was the beautiful garden, playground, and Miss was asking that what can you see? Now we will see the 7th paragraph. I see some very beautiful grounds, I said, and a lot of jolly children. It pains me, though, to see that they are not all so healthy and active looking. When I came in, I saw one poor little girl being led about. She has some trouble with her eyes. Now I can see two more with the same difficulty, and there's a girl with a crutch watching the others at play. She seems to be a hopeless cripple. So here Miss Beam asked that what can you see outside of the window? So here this author replied that the author looked outside of the window and he liked the beautiful grounds, but he was pained to see some children not all healthy and active looking, some girls and their eyes bandaged. A girl was walking with the help of a crutch. So here author said that I am feeling very sad that all children are not healthy. Now paragraph number 8 we will see. Miss Beam laughed. Oh no, she said, she is not really lame. This is only her lame day. The others are not blind either. It is only their blind day. I must have looked very surprised, for she laughed again. And here when Miss Beam explained that author understood that all the children, means so many children are not healthy. They are some child cannot walk, some just cannot play and sit and watch. So after answered the author answered, after that Miss Beam have explained, but before that she laughed that they are not really bandaged, right? So Miss Beam explained that none of the student was really blind, cripple or lame. They were playing different roles as a part of their training. They were taught to share in the misfortunes of others. So each one had one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, and one dumb day. Other children were put on duty to help the needy. So it is the rule. It was the rule that every child have to do this play, right? To play this role, that in a year or in a term, one day they have to be dumb or blind or something, right? Lame or something, and other children have to help them. So this was the part of the school of their, that is the part of their training. Paragraph number 9. This is very important part of our system to make our children appreciate and understand misfortune. We make them share in misfortune too. Each term, every child, every child have to play this role. So every child has one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, one injured day, and one dumb day. During the blind day, their eyes are bandaged absolutely, and they are on their honor not to peep. The bandage is put on overnight so they wake blind. This means that they need help with everything. Other children are given the duty of helping them and leading them about. They all learn so much this way, both the blind and the helper. So here in the paragraph number 9, Miss Beam explained that they all have to perform in a term this all 4 or 5 kinds of day, that blind day, lame day, deaf day, injured day, dumb day. So though when blind day is there, so overnight they have to put bandage over their eyes. So when next morning they will wake up, they have to, they need somebody to help them, and other students are given the duty to helping them. So this way they all can learn, means even blind also can learn and helper also can learn. Now we will see the next page, page number 59, paragraph number 10. There is no misery about it, Miss Beam continued. Everyone is very kind, and it is really something of a game. Before the day is over, though, even the most thoughtless child realizes what misfortune is. So here, this Miss Beam have explained that it is very the part of the training that other children were put on duty, means to help them. So this way that both the children, whichever are performing their role for the day, they are also learning the importance of misfortune and the helper also. Now we will read paragraph number 11. The blind day is, of course, really the worst, but some of the children tell me that the dumb day is the most difficult. We cannot bandage the children's mouth, so they really have to exercise their willpower. Come into the garden and see for yourself how the children feel about it. So here the some children are saying that blind day is very tough. Some are saying that dumb day is very tough, because we cannot, dumb day means we cannot put bandage on the child's mouth, right? So that way they have to use willpower, they have to control themselves not to speak anything. So some children are having tough in the dumb day, some are having toughness in the blind day. Now we will see 12th paragraph. Miss Beam led me to one of the bandaged girl. Here's a gentleman come to talk to you, said Miss Beam, and left us. So here in the paragraph number 12, it is shown that Miss Beam took the author with her bandaged girl, and to her she said that here a man to talk with you, and afterwards Miss Beam left. So in the paragraph number 13, we will see 13 and 14 paragraph we will read together. Don't you ever peep? I asked the girl. Oh no, she exclaimed. That would be cheating. But I had no idea it was so awful to be blind. You can't see a thing. You feel you are going to be hit by something every moment. It's such a relief just to sit down. So here this author is going to ask her that don't you ever peep means whole day you have to put on the bandage over your eyes, so never you are peeping outside, that you are not thinking that let me see somewhere nobody is watching me. So she said that no, I am not doing that because it is the cheating. And here she she share her experience that in on this blind day it is very awful, it is very painful, that if we are having every moment that trouble, that if we will hit with anybody or something, so it is better to sit on the one place. Are your helpers kind to you? I asked. So author asked her so many questions, right? The blind day was of course the worst and all said, and she asked several questions about the means about so many things, right? So he is asked her that are your helpers kind to you? So she replied, fairly, but they are not as careful as I shall be when it is my turn. Those that have been blind already are the best helper. It's perfectly ghastly not to see. I wished you would try. Shall I lead you anywhere? I asked. So here this girl has given an answer that those people, those students already have passed from the blind day. They are the good helpers, but those children, if they till they did not get the chance for the blind day, they are not helping, means they are helping, but I have to be alert every time. But those who are already passed from blind day, they are good helpers. Now here author asked her that may I lead you anywhere? So she said that oh yes. She said, now please turn the page number 60, paragraph number 15. Let's go for a little walk, only you must tell me about things. I shall be so glad when today is over. The other bad days can't be half as bad as this. Having a leg tied up and hopping about on a crutch is almost fun, I guess. Having an arm tied up is a bit more troublesome because you can't eat without help and things like that. I don't think I'll mind being deaf for a day, at least not much. But being blind is so frightening. My head aches, my head aches all the times, and just from worrying that I'll get hurt. Where are we now? So here this girl is saying about her blind day that we are getting in other day also, means when we are my hand is bandaged or leg is bandaged, whatever, so in that condition she can manage. But this blind day, she said that it is very painful. I hope when the day will over, because she is trying to say that when I am having this blind day, all the moment I am having the headache, that I am having the worry that I'll get hurt, I will fall down, or if I will hit with anybody or something. And she was asking that where are we now? So in the paragraph number 16, in the playground, I said, we're walking towards the house. So here you can see in the picture that the author is talking with the bandaged girl. So she said that she asked where are we now, and he replied that in the playground, now we are walking towards the house. So here, next page, please pay attention on page number 61. Miss Beam is walking up and down the garden with a tall girl. What is the girl wearing? My little friend asked. So here, when they were walking and talking, author and that girl, so author said that now we are walking towards the house, and there Miss Beam is walking with any tall girl. So she asked that what is the girl wearing? A blue cotton skirt and a pink blouse. So he replied that a blue cotton skirt and pink blouse. So I think it's Millie, and she has given the name of that girl. And what color is her hair? Very light, I said. Yes, that's Millie. She's the head girl. There's an old man tying up roses, I said. Then afterwards, next he said that one old man is tying the roses. Yes, that's Peter. He's the gardener. She said that she has not seen anybody, but by the uh, explanation of the person, she understood that yes, he is Peter, and he is the gardener. And here comes a girl with curly red hair. She is on crutches. So afterwards, the author said that here one girl is there with curly hair and she is on crutches. So that's Anita, she said, and to her also she recognized. Now please turn the page. This is the last paragraph of the chapter. And so we walked on. Gradually, I discovered that I was 10 times more thoughtful than I ever thought I could be. I also realized that if I had to be described people and things to someone else, it made them more interesting to me. When I finally had to leave, I told Miss Beam that I was very sorry to go. Ah, she replied, then there is something in my system after all. So, in this chapter, in the end of the chapter, the author said that it is very exciting for me to visit your school, and he was convinced that Miss Beam's experiment was really new and wonderful. So children, I hope you have understood this chapter. Now we will discuss meanings of this chapter. So please pay attention on the screen. First watch the meanings and question answers. Afterwards you can write it. I will send you the photos of these meanings and question answers. Number 1. Inside. Answer: to be seen. 2. Plump means stout. 3. Hopeless means without hope. 4. Misfortune means bad luck. 5. Misery means difficulty. 6. Awful means bad. 7. Troublesome means difficult. 8. Gradually means slowly. Now we will discuss question answers. Now question 1. Answer the following questions. Number 1. Why do you think the writer visited Miss Beam's school? Answer: the writer had heard much about Miss Beam's new teaching method, so he visited her school to see the new playway method personally. 2. What was the game that every child in the school had to play? Answer: every child in the school had to play the role of being blind, deaf, dumb, injured, and lame once in a term. It was a sort of game and training. Children, in this question 2, every child in the school. After the, please add school. I forgot to write here school, so please note it down. In this question 2, answer: every child in the school had to play. Question 3. What was the purpose of these special days? Answer. The purpose of these special days was to give the children personal taste of misfortune. They learned to help needy in the society. Such a training made them good citizens. Question 4. Describe the appearance of Miss Beam. Answer. Miss Beam was middle-aged, dominating woman, yet kindly. Her hair was turning grey and she was slightly fat or plump. 5. What was the real aim of Miss Beam's school? Answer. The real aim of Miss Beam's school was not to teach so many subjects but to make them thoughtful. They were trained to be kind to others and become responsible citizens. The school aimed at teaching thoughtfulness. So, children, today please read the chapter again properly and write all the meanings whichever we have discussed and all the question answers in your English classwork notebook, and other exercises we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.